JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Construction workers shot dead in Kingston. The police are investigating the fatal shooting of a 48-year-old construction worker in Rockfort, Eastern Kingston, on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Gideon Thomas of 16 Rusden Road. According to reports, Thomas was on Rusden Road when he was shot and injured at about 9:45 p.m. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A motive for the killing has not yet been established. The Elliston Road Criminal Investigation Branch is leading the probe. Man held after gun and ammo seized in St. Thomas operation. A man is in police custody following the seizure of an illegal gun and 161 rounds of ammunition during an operation in Logwood, Yalos, on Friday. The Yalos police reported that around 5:23 p.m., officers searched the premises in the community where they found 1.3 revolver and the 161 rounds of assorted ammunition. The man was taken into custody on suspicion of possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Police probing gun attack on parent at St. James School. The police have launched a search for the suspect behind the shooting at a school in St. James on Thursday. A man was shot and wounded in the presence of his child, which triggered panic and confusion at the school. He has been hospitalized in serious condition. It's reported that the victim went to a preparatory school in Montpelier, St. James, to collect his son sometime after 1 p.m. On reaching the entrance of the school, a man drove up on a motorcycle and pulled a gun on him. It is understood that the armed suspect confronted the father and squeezed the trigger of the gun, which jammed. This led to a tussle between the two. The suspect, however, was able to overpower the father, shooting him. The father, who was shot in the shoulder, managed to get into his vehicle and sped off. However, he lost control of the vehicle and collided with a Jamaica Defence Force service vehicle, then crashed into a JPS light pole in Anchovy. The wounded man was transported to a hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. No student was injured in the incident. The St. James police are trying to establish a motive for the attack. Area 4 police report success in reducing serious crimes and recovering illegal weapons. Commander for the Area 4 Police, Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, says increased targeted operations against criminal gangs and reputed area leaders have resulted in a significant reduction in serious crimes and the seizure of hundreds of illegal weapons in the corporate area. ACP Phipps notes that a number of suspects linked to murders, shootings and robberies have been captured over the last several weeks. Several others have been killed in reported confrontation with the police.
At this time, Area 4 is seeing a 30% reduction in all categories of major crimes for this year when compared to the corresponding period of 2024. As a matter of fact, so far this year, we have had a total of 386 reported Category 1 crimes when compared to 553 for the similar period of 2024. And this is suggesting that we have 167 less reported Category 1 crimes over the corresponding period of 2024. In 2024, we had a total of 133 recovered firearms. And if you compare that with 215 for this period, 2025, that is showing us that we have recovered some 82 more firearms across all divisions. In terms of the recovery of ammunition for 2024, this time last year, we recovered some 1,919 assorted ammunition. And so far this year, we have recovered some 6,633, which is reflecting an increase of over 4,714 more ammunition for the corresponding period 2025.
Kingston sales rep charged with alleged $4 million theft. A 34-year-old sales representative has been charged with the alleged theft of nearly $4 million from her employer. She is Dorian Hyde of Glendale Avenue in Kingston 10, a police statement said on Friday. Hyde was charged with loss as a servant after an internal audit reportedly uncovered multiple irregularities involving customer accounts between October 2023 and November 2024. According to the Halfway Tree Police, the company's audit revealed that Hyde allegedly collected a total of $3.8 million from various customers but failed to hand over the funds to her employer. The discrepancies led to a report being made to the police. Hyde was taken into custody on Tuesday and charged on Thursday after undergoing a question and answer session in the presence of her attorney. Westmoreland man on bail charged with robbery. A man already on bail for another offence has been charged in connection with the pre-dawn robbery in Savlamar, Westmoreland, earlier this year. Colin Brown, otherwise called Yaiball, of Seaton Crescent in the parish, has been charged with robbery with aggravation and assault of common law. The charges stem from the incident, which occurred about 4 a.m. on March 16, the Savlamar police say. It's alleged that Brown and two accomplices, both reportedly armed with knives, followed the man walking along the roadway, then attacked him. They allegedly stole the man's cell phone valued at $17,000 and $5,000 in cash before escaping the area. A report was filed, and Brown, who was already on bail for an unrelated matter, was later arrested while reporting on his bail conditions. He was formally charged on Thursday. PM Holness tells the electorate to vote on government's record of achievement. Jamaica Labour Party leader and Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is continuing his call for the electorate to return its government to power when they go to the polls in the general election. Speaking at a party meeting in Burn Savannah, St. Elizabeth on Thursday, Dr. Holness said the electorate should judge his administration based on its record of achievement.
Well, all of you have a decision to make, and you have to make the right choice. And if you're going to make the right choice, you have to look at the doctor, the leader who has performed, who has delivered, who has a track record. And what he presents to the Jamaican people is a track record of performance. We are not saying we are perfect. We are not saying that we have done everything right. But we can say without any fear of contradiction that we have done much better than any PNP government has done in the history of Jamaica.
The parliamentary election is due to be held this year. Corruption will not be tolerated in PNP-led government, says Golding. Opposition leader Mark Golding has repeated that he will not tolerate corruption within a People's National Party-led government and warned that those found in violation will be punished. Speaking at a town hall forum in Manchester on Thursday, Golding said he's concerned about the level of corruption in the country, particularly within government. He said Jamaica deserves better. Golding has issued a warning to members of his party should it form the next government.
And we are committed, and I am committed to leading a government which is above board, where hanky-panky is not tolerated, and where our members of our government understand that they will, if they slip, them slide, and there will be consequences. All of our shadow spokespersons in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and those who are not in Parliament have signed the Integrity Commission's Code of Conduct for Leaders. All of us have signed that Leadership Code of Conduct. Not one of the JLP MPs or senators has signed it. Why, I don't know. It embraces the 7 principles of good governance, which are international benchmarks and standards for running affairs of people properly, and yet they haven't signed it. So they're not really on the right path at all, and the country needs to get a new government which is embracing wholesome values and attitudes, which doesn't have this cloud of corruption, nepotism and cronyism hang over it, whether it be a drill or whether it be fertilizer, which was given to the country by the Kingdom of Morocco for our farmers who needed the fertilizer, and then cronies and connected persons are selling it to the farmers who are in distress. This kind of thing is disgraceful, and we can't continue like this as a country.
JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.